Comfy dumpy. Okay, so hello everybody. It is so good to see you. Thank you for coming back. We're here with What's the Tea with Nikkolayla and Renee. So anyway, we've been talking and it's just so wonderful to meet a wonderful lady like I've met, and I'm so excited to have her. Like, this is wonderful. So we're going to touch on one of the projects that she's working on. It's called Solution Revolution, and she's going to share some things with you. This is her inspiration. So you know my show is about inspiration, and we touched on some other things that she was inspired to do and be and express, because she's such a unique human being, and she's a being of light and a divine expression of Prime Source Creator. So I'm so happy to have her on my show here.
Thank
How you
you.
doing?
Thank you.
So it's like long time no see. Wait a minute. No. You see her again, but you know, all our shows are going to be jumbled and moved around. So it is wonderful to have her back on this show so she can express this other side of her. So can you tell us a little bit about Solution Revolution and what it's about? What the project
I feel very passionate about helping people see that they are not only human, but they're also divine. Mm-hmm. And then what exactly does that mean? I mean, yay, I'm a human and I'm also divine, but you know, what does that mean? And what do I do with it? Mm-hmm. And so in my own journey, I learned that I built a divine mindset and cleaned out my human mindset. Mm-hmm. So that, because divine thoughts have higher vibration. Like you can say, I'm a piece of crap. That has a really low vibration. Mm-hmm. If you say, I'm a creator, I'm beautiful, God doesn't make junk, stuff like that. Those thoughts have higher vibration. Those thoughts feed you. Mm-hmm. Those thoughts expand you. So there's lots of God thoughts that you could put into your divine mindset. And then when you run into a problem in your human goings on, mm-hmm. Instead of jumping to the ego where, oh, I'm such an idiot, or look what I've done, what's the matter with me? Those are all things that do not feed your soul. They keep you in a lower vibration because most of the time you buy it. You buy those thoughts. You inhabit them. Mm-hmm. They become part of your dialogue, your inner dialogue. And if you want to be a successful divine human, you want to make sure that your self-talk is feeding your soul and that it is serving you, mm-hmm. instead of you serving it as you do with the lower thoughts. Yes. And so in the beginning, you're just going, oh, forget it, man. That's impossible, darn near. But it is possible. Yes. So you just have to become aware see, if you're happy and everything's nice and you don't need help. Right. Because you're dancing and you're carrying
party time over here.
You're loving with your friends. Right. But it's when something happens, you don't know what to do. You have fear, you have anxiety, you have stress. Right. That's the red flag that goes up and says, that you need to go, what's going on? Yeah. You need to stop and say, okay, you're at a crossroads. Right. What am I going to do? Am I going to love and nurture myself, mm-hmm. and find a solution in my heart? Mm-hmm. Or am I going to kick myself when I'm down? Right. Because that's what the ego does. The ego will kick you when you're down, mm-hmm. and take credit for all the good stuff in your life.
Interesting perspective. I'm going to have to look into that. Well, see, what she just talked about is so interesting, because just like she said, if you're in party time and you're like happy-go-lucky, well, majority of the time that's where I'm at. So when she talking about that stuff, it's kind of like I'm learning about. Don't get me wrong, my ego, ooh boy, it's a trickery.
We can all say that.
Yeah, it can play games with you, and it's like on the sidelines. It's like I'm here. And I'm not here. Did you think I'm here? I'm not here. But I'm here.
Well, and I had an example when I was learning about how the energy game works. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to be around a person to be engaging in the energy game in the lower base mindset. And I said to Spirit, oh, really? And I said, watch this. I'm driving down the freeway. I'm in the left lane. I can look in my rearview mirror and see a car going really fast. And I look over and the car's going to go around me and get in front of me.
Right.
So what do? I
Speed up.
I've done that. Because, oh, hell no, you're not going to do that.
I'm not getting in front of me. I've done that.
Well, and everybody
my
can
ego.
say that. So I sped up, and the guy goes like this, and he had to back off, and he came in behind me, and I look in the rearview mirror, and guess what I was feeling? I won.
Right.
It was an energy game.
Right.
I won, and he lost.
Right.
Have you ever been the one trying to go around, and the guy sped up and didn't let you?
Right. It's
You
true.
went, oh, and you back off, and then you get in behind him.
Right.
So Spirit said, so what did you think of that? So you don't even have to know the person or even look at them to be involved in the energy game.
It's true.
So then after I did that, Spirit said, so you won. So like exactly what did you win? Do you want to like fill me in here? And I went, oh my God. I was blown away because you don't know what you don't know.
Right, it's true.
And most people don't know they engage in the energy game
It's
all
true.
the time. So the next time I was on the freeway, well, probably at the same time, same situation. I see this guy just going real fast behind me. I just actually backed off the gas a little bit, gave him plenty of space to go around me, go in front, and he goes like this. And Spirit said, so does that feel a little different? I'm just asking.
That's so funny. I love
Oh my God.
the two perspectives because you know what? Interesting. It's okay. So it goes even deeper because I actually want to find out what's happening with you. And I'm just curious. What's happening with you when you do either of the two? Because the beforehand of doing either of the two. So I've done the one where I sped up and it's my ego. But I've also done the other one, and I didn't actually have Spirit say anything to me. I was natural. I was like, I'm not there. So yeah, go right ahead of me, or I'll move out of your way. Like, and I found myself doing it, and I'm like, it's nobody's hurt, or nothing bad is happening. It's not like even if you do that speed up thing, something bad is going to happen. However, if you're so. I don't know if she touched on this before, but she said it several times that I've heard is that we're creators. And because we are creators, you have the ability to create whatever you want, good or bad, supposedly bad, because it's not so good. Because, you know, in the end result, it's like it doesn't feel so good. That doesn't feel so good.
Well, in any given moment, you are either part of the problem or part of the solution. And when you start seeing that the energy game from the ego point of view is pretty much you're going to be part of the problem. You're going to end up being your problem, but you can also be part of the other guy's problem if you get into this.
Right.
You know, and there's no love in that. There's think, wait, hold on a second.
Right.
You know, I need to teach you a lesson. And people do that all the time.
It's true.
And you're you're stressed, you're upset, but when you come from your heart and you come from the divine mindset, it doesn't matter if that guy's ahead of you.
Right.
It doesn't matter if somebody took your parking place. I mean, how many times have you had your parking place taken from you? You have your signal on, some guy goes like that. Well, you could go, get out of the car and go, what? Did you not see my signal?
Right,
But see, that's the energy game, and the ego will always play it.
Right.
But do you want to be part of your own solution? And when you find your solutions through your heart, you let go of that negative energy, and you are not inhabiting it and passing it forward and creating it in the mass consciousness.
Yes.
You are transmuting it.
Right.
And when you do that, you're creating peace on earth.
Right.
You're creating peace in your own life. Then you are part of the solution, not the problem. And I see it that when you make your own solutions, you are making the solutions on the planet.
Right.
How can you not? Because you're not engaging
Right.
all the time.
Right. Right.
It never ends. No wonder people are exhausted. They wake up in the morning doing the energy game. Hurry up, get ready for school.
Right. Everybody's like trying. Okay. So you just hit something, and I know that I feel for children because children. They come in here so innocent. It doesn't matter. So at the beginning of their ages, the little ones, they are just as pure as they can possibly be. When they get to, I'll say the age of 7, that's where they reach the programming. So that's where all your programming and that will exist in your adulthood. Things are changing energetically, but however, 0 to 7 is where you have gotten all of your training, all of your learning, and it's in that people have called it subconscious mind. I'm still figuring out whether I want to call it subconscious nowadays because I'm transforming and changing. So anyway, in that unconscious space, and you're living it out in your world. But children are just so pure. So when they come with that pure essence, we as adults want to control them. So I saw I don't know if I touched on the video, but I'm going to touch on it right now. It was a grandmother, and she loves her grandchildren. So the little one is like, he's going to be going on 2 years old. He's 1. And the other one just turned 5. And she's coming there to visit them. Now, she comes into my work environment, and my assistant is the mother of the children. And so she's the grandmother. And she comes in, and she's really very, sit down! Didn't I tell you to go do that? And I'm going, oh, God.
The energy of that.
It's so constrictive. And so I did a video, and my tears were for what I felt was her pain, because I know that someone in her childhood while she was growing up did that to her. And so she's taking, because no one's had a conversation with her and saying, maybe you might want to just kind of like see what happens if you let them be free. You never know what's going to happen, because she's loving her. She loves her grandchildren. And you can tell that she loves them. She loves her grandchildren. But she's so it's like she wants to just bottle them up and squeeze them tight. And you can see the energy from the children. They're like, huh?
What a way to live.
They're a little bit more intense. And it's kind of, the 5-year-olds said to the mommy, can we come back home?
Yeah.
Because
I don't like this energy.
Oh, God.
I want to go back. Can we go back home? I feel for them.
I said, oh, God. I feel for the babies.
Yes.
But she doesn't know. And so everybody is at their stages of consciousness. So
everybody's doing the best they can with what they have. Because you can't give something if it's not inside of you.
Yeah, or you haven't awakened to it, and you just don't know.
Right.
So I'm just imploring everybody to actually start looking at something, see that in your own self, because the most amazing thing that you could possibly do is know thyself. So if you are interacting with things in your life, even if the way you cook or the way you interact with your loved one in that one-on-one basis, watch yourself. See if you can be that outside observer to yourself, and then wow, what's going on? And be quiet. Don't give an opinion or an expression. All of your do something different. Just change it up just a little bit.
Don't react.
Yeah, don't react to.
You're either a reactive creator,
right,
or a conscious creator. Mm-hmm. And in this solution revolution, I'm trying to direct people to be a conscious creator, because if you're aware of the energy game, and if you're aware that you're just about getting ready to go like this,
right, you
can go, wait, no, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
I want to be a conscious creator. What do I want to create here or co-create?
Right.
And when you can do that, there's always a solution. That's one of my laws in my toolbox.
So she has a toolbox.
The toolbox is, I am a creator.
Okay.
You reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
Like attracts like.
Yes.
And there's always a solution.
Okay.
There is always a solution. You may not know it, but if you believe and you hold that and you trust your heart,
yes.
Guess what? That's where synchronicity comes.
Yes.
Because like attracts like, and if you are holding that there's a solution instead of this is a problem, how am I going to get through this? This is a, yeah, it might be a challenge,
mm-hmm.
cleverly disguised as an opportunity for growth.
Right.
But if you know there's a solution and you know it because you're a creator and you're creating that,
mm-hmm.
this is true in my world.
Right.
There's always a solution. So then you know it's coming. You may not know when.
Right.
I mean, there's sometimes you need it right now, like you have a flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't know when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You let it go because you're trusting your heart. You're trusting the energy of the divine.
Right. So true.
And then what happens when you start using the divine a lot
mm-hmm.
is that your human side begins, in my experience, begins to trust that she will always be able to express her frustration, her anger, her blah, 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 temper tantrum, whatever she wants,
mm-hmm.
because she has the freedom. I am not going to judge her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to judge little Renee.
Right.
But
right.
we operate from the heart.
Right.
We operate from the divine heart. So whatever's going on over here, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Okay, you done?
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't sugarcoat it. Keep going if you need to.
Yeah, exactly.
So now my ego, you know, most of the time,
mm-hmm.
can rest in the fact that the solution's there, somebody's in the driver's seat. And there's actually a transformation of the ego, I found.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the last few months, it's been kind of crazy because it was like, oh, no, wait. No, I need a big timeout for this one. So, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, test it.
Yeah.
Don't take my word for it. I mean, the only reason why I felt so passionate about sharing this is because these are real solutions for my real life.
Right. So, okay, now I want to ask Renee. So, where can they get this information, or how can they connect to you, or have you opened that up to people?
Well, I started with about like 35 people,
okay.
And you know, I didn't know how I was going to open it up, and
okay.
I don't know if I should because I'm not real tech.
Okay.
So
if someone wants to join the group that you have,
yes,
or is that a possibility?
Yes, I mean, I would have to start sending, because I've done chapters like every month for a little over a year.
Okay.
So I'd have to start at the beginning because, you know, you don't know what you don't know, and you may not know that you're stuck in your mindset.
Now, is this a class? Are you having classes?
It's just an email that I send out.
Okay, so it's a newsletter email.
It's kind of like a newsletter.
Okay.
It's kind of like a, you know, and then you think about it, and because you know what, I can put this out, but you're the one that has to integrate it and bring it into yourself.
Okay.
I mean, if I could go ding, I would. But, you know, I think it's way easier now with the amount of light on the planet now to take information like this and integrate it more quickly.
Okay.
I think it's not going to be that hard because I think with the way things are going on the planet right now, people are kind of going, dude, what's important to me?
Right.
You know, I need to let some of this go.
Exactly.
And so I honestly learned through a long period of time when I was working at the airline, how can I learn to do unconditional love? And not just at work, but in my life. Yeah. And unconditional love with the guy at the post office and the grocery store and the guy that is crossing the street and all of humanity.
Right.
Every stranger is family I haven't met yet.
Right. It's true.
There's one human race. There is one human race, and we are all family, and we're all connected. And when you learn to love unconditionally, guess who wins? You, because you're the one channeling it. You're the one feeling that high vibration coming through you to you.
Yes, yes.
And you're filled up, and your vibration is super high because
Right.
you have this understanding. Well, how did I do it? I took thoughts that were God thoughts, and I started planting them in my divine mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking at the thoughts in my ego mindset, saying,
Mm-hmm.
nope, I'm not the author of this. Get rid of this thought. All these self-judgment thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
self-doubt thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the world sucks
Right.
thoughts. And you need to see things from God eyes and hear
Yes.
things from God ears and feel. And it is possible. I'm a living example. I was just a little stewardess, 20 years old when I started with this thing,
Wow.
going,
Wow.
whoa,
Wow. You know what? When you did that, it made it, to me, I could see this. It's like the egg. You just came out of the womb or of an egg. And it's like, I'm in a brand new world and I want to see differently from that new space because everything's new.
And if you want
Yeah.
to see differently, if you want solutions in your life, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to feel that unconditional love, which is just so amazing, you can't
Yes.
hardly describe it.
Right.
Unconditional means it doesn't matter who you are,
Yes.
what you've done, what's going on in your life, what you look like.
Right.
You are loved by me. In fact, anybody listening to this or seeing me right now,
Yeah.
I have prayed for you since I was 20 years old.
Aww,
Every
so
man,
beautiful.
woman, and child, every blade of grass, every bug, every bird, everything in the cosmos, even if I didn't know what it was.
Yes, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So know that you have been loved from another being of loving divine light like you yourself. So when
Right.
you look in the mirror, know that you'll see this beautiful face looking back at you because she loved you by sending energy out to Prime Source Creator in connection with who she truly is and connected to you.
And most of you weren't even born yet
Right.
when I was doing
She was talking about you before you came in
That's
here
right.
on the planet.
You see, but that's what the love does. It expands your heart.
Yes.
It expands you. You want to love. You look for ways to express that love.
Yeah.
And so for me,
Mhm.
People started saying, well, I think you should write something or do something.
Yes.
And so that's my project. And
Okay.
maybe you could help me figure out a way to,
Okay.
I guess, get email addresses from people or something. I don't know.
Well, so this is one of the reasons why I have my show. So two separate reasons I have my show is because, and my alarm is going off. So everybody, there's no secret there.
Yeah.
But I gotta look at the time. Doggone alarm. So anyway, so one of the reasons why I have the show is for inspiration that is within everybody has the ability to come out. And so I want people to share. People like Renee to share what she's doing and what her interaction in life is that can actually has a possibility of impacting more people. So we're going to touch on some things about that. But what I'm going to do is I'll find out from her how you can reach her and interact with if there's something that resonates with you in your life about what she's doing. Solution Revolution project that she has created, and she's connected to 35 people, but it's going to continue to expand because it is something that's really important. It's touching on the ego. It's touching on unconditional love for yourself and everyone on the planet and Mother Earth. And I mean, because it expands because everything is connected. So if you're ready to get to that place where you're leading the wave of wanting to be inspired and you want to take your life into your own hands and you're not for sure of exactly the steps towards how she can assist you in that way because she's already done it. And so she's leading the way and leading the pack. So the leader of the pack, big back. So so I'm so happy and so grateful that she's taking those necessary steps to actually help so many people. Now I know it's gonna branch off to something even greater than you anticipate. I know that because it's kind of like it's one of those domino effect things.
It's time.
And yeah, yes, it's very much time.
It's time.
So my show is at this time where I want to have people who are doing, because we're here to make an impact on the world, but not just that. We're creating a new paradigm. And in creating that new paradigm, we want the world to look different. We don't want the same thing that we grew up in because it didn't feel good. It doesn't, this is what she's talking about. The pain and the anguish and the frustration and the hurt that you've felt over a lifetime or even a short period of time that you've been here on the planet. Know that there is a solution. There's a solution revolution, and she has some of the answers. Now, she is part of the expansion part. So you don't just stop with her. You continue to expand onto someone else, but know that she's the starting point for those who resonate with what she's offering.
And your heart will lead you.
Yes.
Connect with your heart. I mean, that's how I learned all this stuff.
Right.
And then I was reading stuff like Neil Donald Walsh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, his books, Conversations with God.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Oh, and so I started to see in Heart Math Institute.
Yes.
I was learning stuff, and then I started seeing the books.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like talk about validation.
Wow.
You know, the heart, they're doing all the studies on the heart now about how amazing it is.
Yes.
It's not just a pump.
Right.
I mean, it is way more than that.
Exactly.
And so you know, your heart, trust your heart. Your heart will never lie to you.
Yes.
Your ego will.
Right. Right.
Your heart will never.
Wow.
Go in there and connect with your heart and take time every day to do that and just be still and just check in with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And go, how you doing, girl? How you doing? You doing good? Okay. I need a nap. Let's go have a nap. You know, whatever. Be led by your heart. You know?
It's true. It's true. It's interesting. So we're going to continue this conversation on another format. What I mean by that is we're going to see how there's going to be an interconnection for the people who are interested in receiving whatever she's having to offer, because she actually is, she's sending an email, but like I said, there's going to be more aspects of this. I know. So you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to call out the people who are necessary to interact with her in the way that she needs. All the spaces, because she even said it herself, the universe is assisting. So
right.
If whatever information that I know that can assist her, I'm going to do it, because we're all connected. You're not touching me.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. You're not touching me.
Yeah.
You're touching me. So I'm touching her, and you're touching her, and I'm touching her, and everybody's touching all of us because we're in it together. So let's mix up the bowl and make some brand new soup and
co-create our world the way we want it to be.
Exactly.
Because we're the only ones doing it.
That's right.
We're getting a lot of help from the villages on this side and the other side.
Right.
But we are the people we've been waiting for.
Right.
That's
true.
a Hopi quote. You know, years ago I was going, where's the people that are going to help us? And then I heard, we're the people we've been waiting for.
It's us. It's all on us. That's
So,
why we're here. We're doing this show.
And
that's why she's here, because Prime Source Creator connected us in an inspirational connection, because she opened her mouth and just said, I'm who I am, and I'm going to be who I am. And so I'm here. I showed up.
She did the same thing. It was beautiful. I'll never forget it.
Me
Beautiful.
So thank you so much for being here on the show and visiting us.
Namaste.
Namaste. And what's the tea with Nikkolayla? So drink your clink clink tea and enjoy your day and be kind, loving, compassionate, passionate, and inspirational, and have some joy and be loved. Love you.
Love you.
Okay. That was awesome. Whether you're walking, jogging, or riding your bike, or doing some stretch yoga, you can wear your Daughters of Light t-shirt. It comes in an array of colors, and you can find it on Facebook at Peacock Goddess, or you can find it on the website, peacock goddess wear. Check it out. There's so many things to choose from. There's more clothing there and other items too. So have fun and be light.